check this out. This is literally what most people are searching right now, and all I had to type in was disinfecting blood with, and the first thing I wanted to know is the first thing that happens to be there: UV light. Now, how would that possibly come up over a random search? How could they possibly know that's what I'm looking for? Sometimes it'll be based off of what you've already searched, and then if you go to search for something again, it'll actually, the algorithms will actually attribute your previous, like the search that you're on current. Sorry, I'm backed out a little. The search that you're currently on, like I'm on nothing. That's why I started this one from scratch. If I was already looking into UV light, medical, whatever, uh, that could have come up on any other normal day. But but I have nothing that I'm searching, right? And because people want to know so bad why the fuck the president would say what he said, or I should rephrase that, why he would ask, because if you put everything into context, which is really hard to do, because of the sneaky little piece of shit cameraman that tried to manipulate perspective there. What they did was they made a cut right before he started saying that stuff and asking that stuff to the guy beside him. And what it is they make snippets. They'll cut out what build the conversation building up to it, and then they'll cut out at the perfect last moment. So you have no idea what's going on in that chunk of time, and you're leaning on your best critical thinking, and assuming, I mean, things can be made to be, in many cases, sarcasm. That's why when someone has a very deep, intense level of sarcasm, it's often they do that all day long. Trump is known for that, and it's so bad with no boundaries that people have conditioned themselves, basically been conditioned to almost accept what he's saying for face value, and all the time. And he's a president; he should know better. He shouldn't be making so many inside jokes, and that's what that was. Okay. Now if you don't think he knew the damn tape was rolling, or 20 tapes for that matter, you're crazy. Okay, let's watch it. He wasn't in like a private room or a private conversation with somebody. And I know you guys don't like the whole camera recording a computer type shit, but we're gonna have to do that. Trump disinfectant. And it's going to be hard to bring up the damn thing. And, all we want is the video, and we're probably going to be looking, we're going to have to probably go to YouTube for it. But, hold on, just bear with me. Come on now, let's just fucking get to it.
Let's show you how this all played. The latest suggestions for treating the coronavirus.
That was him.
Which include.
And I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I say the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that? By injection inside, or almost a cleaning, because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So then you're going to have to use a medical doctor for it. But it sounds interesting to me. A lot of people have been talking about summer. Maybe this is one of the reasons. I once mentioned that maybe it does go away with heat and light, and people didn't like that statement very much. The fake news didn't like it at all, and I just threw it out as a suggestion, but it seems like that's the case.
You're responsible for us to say that we feel that the summer is just a...
So they're talking about heat and light. They're talking about the disinfectant being heat and light. Okay? Now, that's why everything building up to this conversation is gone. These guys have all of it. But they want to show you what they were talking about because you can manipulate perspective so easily by cutting and just starting it off in the middle of the conversation. You don't know what they're even talking. The word disinfectant can be anything. It doesn't. The word in your brain, if you applied bleach or Tide or any of that stupid shit to they're talking about detergent killing it. Yeah, because detergent is so highly acidic and corrosive, it's insane. You need about a quarter of what you put in. You know what I'm saying? But a disinfectant can be anything. Baking soda can be a disinfectant. You can actually treat cancer patients with baking soda intravenously, and the doctors that are doing it are being censored, silenced, and even put out in the public. You know, whatever you want to call that. I can't think of the words right now, but really looked down upon. And anytime it reaches the public, discredited, I guess, is a good word. But anyway, they're talking about these guys are probably having a conversation about UV light treatment. Okay, you saw what I started looking up when I put in here. Let's start a new tab so it's not gonna guess something that I should, that I might want. So okay, I don't know what I put at the first time, but on this one it's third down. Okay, so UV light, actually ultraviolet light disinfection. You do UV wand sanitizer. What the fuck? From dangerous viruses and bacteria. Look at what this thing is actually marketed to do. Portable UV sterilization wand. Now, what Trump was talking about was the idea of somehow doing that internally in the lungs, not just over your skin, which would get at the low level or the higher level blood vessels, and so another one, or is that the same one? Probably the same thing. Uses UV-C light to kill off up to 99% of bacteria and germs in just seconds. I don't know if that's on the surface, right? Kill bacteria and viruses with ultraviolet light. Right there. Virus killer. I mean, it kills anything. It gives, its frequency. It'll give life and it will kill. But the heat that's magnified. Okay. Coronaviruses even Look at that. You guys think that these guys are literally standing around, and I hate to say you guys, but there's a whole bunch of 99 percentile mother suckers that are literally convinced that the president of the most powerful nation on earth is a fucking idiot. They literally think that these people got it. Look, they may have been born into some royalty. That doesn't mean they got a completely free ride. They had to fucking put one foot in front of the other, okay? This man might be some descendant of some Viking kings, dude. But, you know, I'll tell you right now, the man had to, you know, he was obviously and a very intelligent man. He was owning and managing a whole bunch of New York real estate at 18, and I think at 19 became the CEO. Okay, the president, and changed the name. So, you know, we're talking. He's not a dummy, and he didn't get where he's at being a dummy. Okay, and that shit's got to go. Like when the other side just wants to shed light on dumb little things that he's doing that have nothing to do with the presidency. Like, have you noticed that they can't put anything on the table as far as his decisions of what to do militarily? You notice how, like, out of all of our operations going on, he's not being criticized for any of them? Have you noticed that? Now it's a war on an invisible virus, and he's not doing a good enough. They can't find anything bad about what his administration has chosen to do, and they have to design a fake ass virus to try and nail him to the cross for. That's bad. That means he's doing a good job. Let's see what the whole science of this is called. I know it's not just called UV light disinfection. There's probably a science, a name, some sort of Greek freaking name to it. Through a physical process. Okay, this might. Ultraviolet light is a form of light that is invisible to the human eye. It occupies the portion of the electromagnetic spectrum between X-rays and visible light. The sun emits ultraviolet light. However, much of it is absorbed by the Earth's ozone layer. A unique characteristic utilizes a specific range of its wavelengths. Those between 200 and 300 nanometers, billionth of a meter, are categorized as germicidal, meaning they are capable of inactivating microorganisms such as bacteria, viruses, and protozoa. I remember that shit. This capability has allowed widespread adoption of UV light as an environmentally friendly, chemical-free, and highly effective way to disinfect and safeguard water against harmful. Now, here's something you may not have known. If you only have plastic bottles, and even just like lake water or river water that you're afraid of, I've had beaver fever. I felt like I was gonna die for a week, and I wasn't trying to get any help. It was just very strange, and I became like completely like incapable of everything, and my friends just thought I was really stoned, or you know, I was doing stupid things anyway. But that water that you take out of rivers that has beaver shit in it, cow shit, you name it, you can put in I know I'm a blabbermouth, a little bit of coffee. You could put in plastic bottles in the sunlight and have them disinfected in like 6 hours or less, sometimes in 4 hours. So there you go. If you have plastic bottles and you're afraid to drink the water, And that's how you fix that. So this is a really good site. I'm going to go ahead and share that. This is trojanuv.com, UV Basics. Unlike chemical approaches to water treatment, UV provides rapid, effective inactivation of microorganisms through a physical process. When bacteria, viruses, or protozoa are exposed to the germicidal wavelengths of UV light, they are rendered incapable of reproducing and infecting. UV light has demonstrated efficiency against pathogenic organisms, including those responsible for cholera, polio. Wow, lots of shit. In addition, UV light, either alone or conjunction with hydrogen peroxide, can destroy chemical contaminants such as pesticides, industrial solvents, and pharmaceuticals through a process called UV-Oxidation. Well, there you go. It's called UV-Oxidation. Finally, we got to it.